friend of mine messaged me yesterday and told me she had heard from an elder in Hawaii that 3 dragons have been awakened and freed from captivity. What does that mean, really? There's a lot of different ways to have introspection about this, but what was curious was that yesterday I also had another friend who lives in Hawaii who told me they've been strongly working with dragon energy in ceremony. I work with dragon energy in ceremony as well. This is not something that I decided to do. This is something that happened as a byproduct of my choice to get into vibrational alignment through ritual practices of ceremony, through dedicating my life to a path of service towards the elementals, truly, and to the expansion of consciousness. And because of that, I received the codes of the divine dragons. And I'm still continuing to learn and understand what this actually means, because again, it's not a path that I actually was seeking. It's a path that chose me. And for many of you out there, you might relate to this, and you might feel this resonance with the dragons as well, in that they're choosing you on this timeline. We are all descendants of the dragon. Especially if you're here watching this video, you're likely descendant of Tiamat, flesh and blood. She gave her body. She was slain and gave her body unto the earth so that humanity could be created. And that's one story, one way to look at it, but it's one I actually truly resonate with. That the mother of our world as we know it, as being this dragon type being. And I feel that it's very important for those who feel some kind of connection with this to fully be reclaiming this part of themselves. And over the last few years, since we've seen the rise of the New Age movement and coming into galactic terminology and understanding who the Pleiadians are and who the Orions are and who the Arcturians are and who the Reptilians are, I feel we are all descendants from these different star nations. And however we choose to label them, we are labeling an aspect of ourselves. And what is the aspect of ourself that we resent or we dislike the most? Well, the path of the dragon teaches us to embrace those aspects of ourselves, to love them, forgive them, and to integrate with them, alchemize our shadow. So we often, as a civilization, or those who are starting to make galactic contact and have these understandings of reptilian or draconian, these two in particular end up getting demonized. And yet we all have part of our brain that we call the reptilian part of our brain that helps us in our evolution to survive. So to me, embracing the path of the dragon and becoming that dragon is the ascension of that reptilian aspect of ourselves, the aspect that fights for survival. Because as a civilization, as a being, your survival is something that you would like to ensure, right? And the survival of humanity, the continuation of life on planet Earth. So integrating with that dragon aspect and becoming that dragon is what allows us to be in our full power and understand our true primal nature, not to demonize it or label it as anything wrong, but to really embrace it and allow it to move through our body. And that is the Kundalini awakening, the ascension of the Kundalini, the ascension of the serpent, which then is able to reach that pituitary gland and open our vision. Once our vision is truly open and we're also grounded, so we're also seated at the root here on this earth, we understand our primal nature, and we have this awakening, then we are really coming into our wholeness, our fullness as integrated, balanced beings, infused. So I see more and more people coming online and working with the dragon energy and becoming curious about the dragons and really feeling their presence or feeling this calling. And I just want to remind you that these dragons are not outside of you. They are within you, and they are being born, and they are reawakening, because humanity, we are choosing to come into our power. The illusions are fading away. We are breaking free from the chains of this civilization of systematic prisons, right? And brainwashing. So with this dragon key, I want you to remember that there are infinite possibilities available to us at all times. So dive into some of those possibilities and look at how we can alchemize and transform situations for the greater good, and see how things are always working out. Even if it doesn't appear that way, there is some type of alignment and balance happening. But where can you take action in your own life to find your inner power, your inner strength, so that you don't get suppressed by the powers that are in place to keep you down here? We're supposed to rise like the dragons and focus. The dragon has the ultimate focus and can see 360 vision. So tune into that energy with the dragons.